Hi everyone, I am Dr. Shikhar Kanti. In this video, we prove some results on the order of an element of a group. This is the theorem. Let A be an element of order n of a group G and P be an integer prime to n, then A raised to P is also of order n. See, here we have proved one theorem earlier. That theorem is, I think it is theorem 5. Okay. Show that the order of integral power of an element A of a group G cannot exceed the order of A. So that is here. Order of A raised to K is less than or equal to order of A. This we have proved. Suppose this K and order of this A. Suppose if this order of A equal to n, so K comma n equal to 1, GCD of K and n equal to 1, then equality holds here. This is the theorem, next theorem. Okay, this is already we have proved. Order of any integral power of A is less than or equal to order of A. Already we have proved. Now we are going to prove that equal to order of A if K comma n is equal to 1. Okay. We have to prove that if n is relatively prime to P, then its A raised to P is P order is also is equal to n. Here, given order of A equal to n, this is given, and let me consider let order of A raised to P is equal to m. Then what this implies? A power P to the power of m is equal to identity element, right? And clearly in theorem 5 we have proved that order of A power of P less than or equal to order of A. Order of A power P means it is equal to m. So m is less than or equal to n. I will take this as a 1. And here it is given that P be an integer prime to n, that is P and n are relatively prime, that is GCD of P and n is equal to 1. Okay, so also P comma n is equal to 1. Then by number theory, okay, see here one result is there. If A and B are relatively prime, that is A comma B equal to 1, then there exist integers x and y such that ax plus by is equal to 1. So that is here P comma n equal to 1, there exist integers x and y such that P into x plus n into x, anything you can take here, n into x plus P into y is equal to 1. X and y are related to integers, then this is equal to 1. This is from number theory. So that is nx plus py is equal to 1. Now consider this. A to the power of nx plus py. This is equal to a to the power of nx plus py is equal to 1. And this implies I can write this a to the power of nx plus py as a to the power of nx into a to the power of py. This is equal to a raised to 1 is nothing but a. And this implies I will write a to the power of nx like this, a power of n whole to the power of x into a to the power of py as it is. This is equal to a. And this implies, see what is the value of this a power of n? A power of n is equal to identity, because we have order of a equal to n is there, therefore a raised to n is equal to e. This becomes e raised to x. E power of x into e power of py is equal to a. E power of x into e power of py is equal to a. E power of x equal to e itself. E into this thing is this thing itself. That is, we are getting a to the power of py is equal to a. A raised to py can be written as a, or a can be written as a to the power of py. Now consider a to the power of m. A to the power of m equal to a can be written as a to the power of py. A can be written as a to the power of py whole to the power of m. I will write this as pym is there. I will write this as a power of p whole to the power of m whole to the power of y. And what is this? A raised to p to the power of m. A raised to p to the power of m is equal to e. Okay, a raised to p to the power of m equal to e. So a raised to p to the power of m equal to e. E raised to y. E raised to y is nothing but identity element itself. So I am getting here a to the power of m is equal to identity means order of a must divide m. So that is order of a divides also and it is less than or equal to. Order of a is less than or equal to m. What is the order of a? Order of a is n here. N is less than or equal to m. Okay, n is less than or equal to m. I will take this as a 2. 1 we have m less than or equal to n. 2 we have n less than or equal to m. From 1 and 2 I can write m equal to n. M equal to n. M is nothing but order of a power of p. N is nothing but order of a. So that is here we have proved that order of a raised to p equal to order of a. Right? Next theorem is let A be an element of order n of a group G and let p be an integer such that n comma p is equal to d. Then prove that order of a to the power of p is equal to n by d. Here there is a similarity between theorem number 6 and theorem number 3. This is more general form. Here if I put d equal to 1 here, then what I am getting? Order of a raised to p is equal to n. That is order of a. So that is here. Theorem number 6 is a particular case of theorem number 7. Right? So here it is given that order of a is equal to n is given, and also it is given that n and p are the greatest common divisor of n and p is equal to d. So that is d is the common divisor of n and p, means d divides n, d divides p, and among all those divisors d is the greatest divisor. Among all those common divisors d is the greatest common divisor. So d divides n. D divides n means n can be written as d into some integer. That is d. Okay, d divides n and d divides p. This implies d divides n means n can be written as d into some integer. So n equal to d into that some integer. I have taken this as k1. Similarly, d divides p means p can be written as d into some other integer. That is p equal to d into say k2. So here we have n equal to d into k1 and p equal to d into k2, where k1 and k2 are integers. Okay, and here we have d is the greatest common divisor of n and p. Therefore, there is no common factor between k1 and k2. So that means here k1 comma k2 is equal to 1. These two are relatively prime because d is the greatest common divisor. If just a common divisor, I cannot say that k1 comma k2 is equal to 1. And d is the greatest common divisor, therefore there is no common factor between k1 and k2. 1 is the only common factor. So that is here k1 and k2 are relatively prime. Now next, let order of a to the power p is equal to, let me take this is equal to say m. Then what this implies here is a power of p whole to the power of m must be equal to identity element. A raised to p to the power of, because we have taken m is the order of a raised to p. This implies a to the power of pm. P to the power of m means a to the power of pm is equal to e. Now here I am getting a to the power of something equal to identity means order of of A must divide this quantity. So that is here, order of A is n divides P into m. And this implies, what is our n here? N is d into k1. Okay, this is your dk1. dk1 divides Pm. What is P? dk2. P is dk2 into this m as it is. So dk1 divides dk2 into m. I can remove dd here. Then I can write k1 divides k2 into m. k1 divides k2 into m. Now here we have one result in number theory. If A divides BC and if A is relatively prime to B, then that implies A must divide C. Okay, A divides BC, and if A comma B equal to 1, then A divides AC. This is from number theory. Okay, so here we have K1 divides K2 into M. As we have K1 comma K2 equal to 1. Here we have K1 comma K2 equal to 1. Therefore, K1 must divide the second term here, M. That is K1 divides M. I will take this as a result number 1. Right? Next, consider this. Consider A raised to P to the power of K1. This can be written as A to the power of K1 to the power of P. This is equal to A to the power of K1 to the power of P can be written as D into K2. This is our dk2. Okay, P can be written as dk2. Again, I will adjust some of these terms here. I will write this as A to the power of dk1 whole to the power of k2. This dk1 is nothing but n. dk1 equal to n here. So this term is equal to n here. This is A raised to n whole to the power of k2. And what is A power of n? So here we have order of A equal to n. I have taken order of A equal to n. Therefore, A power of n must be equal to identity. This is our E. E to the power of k2. So E is the identity element. Therefore, E to the power of k2 is again it is equal to E. So I got A power of P to the power of K1 is equal to identity. What this implies here is order of A raised to P must divide this power. That is order of A raised to P. Order of A raised to P I have taken M. M divides K1. So M divides K1. I will take this as a 2. What is 1? 1 is K1 divides M. 2 is M divides K1. K1 divides M divides K1. This divides that divides this. Means this is possible only when these two elements are same here. That is M equal to K1. So that is from 1 and 2 we can write M equal to K1. Okay. M equal to K1. So that M is equal to, what is K1? K1 is here. So K1, my K1 is N equal to D into K1 is there. Therefore, K1 can be written as N divided by D. So that is this K1 can be written N by D. So therefore, here order of A raised to P is equal to N by D. Okay. Next one example. Let A and B are any two elements of group G such that A to the power of 5 equal to E, and one more thing is given. B square equal to AB A inverse is given. Then find the order of B. That is, we have to find the least positive integer such that B to the power of that integer is equal to identity element. Then that will be the order of B. So here, given A to the power of 5 is equal to E, and one more equation is given. B square equal to AB A inverse. Okay. Now suppose if B equal to E, then order of B definitely is equal to 1. If B is the identity element, then order of B is equal to 1. Suppose B is not equal to E, B is other than E, then order of B is not equal to 1. Now consider the given equation. B square equal to AB A inverse. Squaring this one, I will get left hand side B to the power of 4 is equal to right hand side AB A inverse whole square. AB A inverse square means AB A inverse into AB A inverse. And I write by associative law, I combine these A inverse and A. This will be identity element. Then what I am getting here is A, B into B square, then A inverse. That is, this gives A, B square, A inverse. This is equal to A as it is. Again, what is B square? B square is nothing but AB A inverse given here. Okay. In place of B square, I will put AB A inverse into this A inverse as it is. This is equal to, again by associative law, I will write this as, this is A square B A inverse square. A square B A inverse square means A to the power of minus 2. So I got B to the power of 4 equal to A square B A to the power of minus 2. Again squaring this one, I will get left hand side B to the power of 8. Right hand side A square B A raised to minus 2 whole square. This is equal to A square B A raised to minus 2 into A square B A raised to minus 2. Again I will combine these two by associative law. This is nothing but this is A square is there, this is A square inverse. A raised to minus 2 means it is nothing but the inverse of A square. And combine these two, this will yield identity element E. Then in between what I am getting is B, these two elements gives E, and this is B. So that is here I am getting B square here, and prior to this one A square is there, A to the power of minus 2 is there. So that is A square, this is B square, A to the power of minus 2. Again I will substitute for this B square. A square as it is, B square is nothing but AB A inverse to the into A to the power of minus 2. So this gives A square into A is A cube, the B as it is. A inverse into A to the power of minus 2 means this is equal to A to the power of minus 3. So I got B to the power of 8 is equal to A cube B A raised to minus 3. Again I will square this. Okay. Again squaring, I will get left hand side B to the power of 16. Right hand side A cube B A to the power of minus 2 whole inverse. This is equal to A cube B A raised to minus 3 into A cube B A raised to minus 3. Again I will combine these two by associative law. This gives identity, that is A cube, and this is inverse of A cube. This gives the identity element. Then this B into this B, that gives B square. This term is A cube, and this whole term is equal to B square into A to the power of minus 3. So that is A cube B square A raised to minus 3. Again substitute for this B square. B square is nothing but AB A inverse. A cube as it is, AB A inverse into A to the power of minus 3. Again by associative law, A cube into A to the power of 4, A raised to minus 1 into A raised to minus 3 is A to the power of minus 4. This is the value of B to the power of 16. Again square this. Then I am getting on the left hand side B to the power of 32. B to the power of 32 equal to A raised to 4 B A raised to minus 4 square. This is equal to A raised to 4 B A raised to minus 4 into A raised to 4 B A to the power of minus 4. Again same thing. I will combine these two. This yields E because A raised to 4. This is inverse of A raised to 4. This is E. Then what I am getting here is B E B. So that means this gives B square. Okay. This gives from this point to this point, it yields B square. So this number is, this is equal to element equal to A to the power of 4 into B square into A raised to minus 4. A raised to 4 B square A raised to minus 4. Again substitute for this B square. B square is again AB A inverse. Now by associative law, A raised to 4 into A is A raised to 5 into B, A raised to minus 1 into A raised to minus 4 is equal to A to the power of minus 5. This is equal to B because here given that A to the power of 5 equal to E. Okay. and this can be written as a to the power of 5 to the power of minus 1. This is also equal to e. So finally I am getting this is equal to b. So what I put here is b to the power of 32 is equal to b. Now operating by b inverse on both the sides. Then if I operate by b inverse here, then b to the power of 32 into b to the power of minus 1, I am getting b to the power of 31. What is on the right hand side? I am operating by b inverse here. b inverse is equal to e. So that is I am getting b to the power of 31 is equal to e, and this 31 is the least positive integer such that b to the power of 31 is equal to e means we can write order of b is equal to 31. Order of b equal to 31. Okay. Next, one more example. Let G be a group and A, B are any two elements of G of order m and n respectively. Then order of AB is less than or equal to order of A into order of B. Okay. So here given order of A equal to m and order of B equal to n. Now consider AB to the power of mn can be written as a power of mn into b power of mn. A power of mn can be written as a raised to m to the power of n, and b power of mn can be written as b power of n to the power of m. What is a power of m? This is equal to identity element because we have taken order of a equal to m. This is equal to e power of n. And what is b raised to n? This is also equal to e because we have taken order of b equal to n. This is e power of n. This is e power of m. So e raised to n, e raised to m. And as e is the identity element, therefore here e power of n equal to e power of m is also equal to e into e is equal to e. So that is here we have ab whole to the power of mn is equal to e means order of AB is less than or equal to mn. That is order of AB is less than or equal to mn. So that is here m is nothing but order of A, n is nothing but order of B. So we have proved that order of AB is less than or equal to order of A into order of B. Okay. Next example. Okay. This is the example. Let G be a group and A comma B are any two elements of G of order m and n respectively. And if m and n are relatively prime, then show that order of AB is equal to order of A into order of B. See, what is the difference between the previous example and this example? In the previous example, order of AB is less than or equal to mn. Here, order of AB equal to order of A into order of B. That is equality holds here. Equality holds here. This happens if m and n are relatively prime. That is greatest common divisor of m and n is equal to 1. Let us start. Given order of A equal to m and order of B equal to n, I have shown that order of AB equal to order of A into order of B. So let me consider order of AB is equal to k. I have to prove that k equal to m into n. Okay. Now consider AB to the power of mn. This can be written as A to the power of mn into B to the power of mn. A to the power of mn can be written as A to the power of m whole to the power of n into B raised to mn can be written as B raised to n whole to the power of m. Here A raised to m is equal to e because m is the order of A, e power of n. B raised to n is also equal to e because order of B is equal to n. This is equal to e power of n, e power of m. E power of n is e E power of m is also equal to E. E into E is equal to E. So I got here AB to the power of Mn is equal to E. Then I can write order of this element. Two results are there here. Order of AB less than or equal to Mn. Another result is order of AB divides M into N. So here in this case I will consider order of AB divides Mn. So order of AB. What is order of AB? I have taken it is equal to K. K divides Mn. I will take this as result number 1. Then I have considered order of AB equal to K. If order of AB equal to K means AB to the power of K equal to identity. So that is AB to the power of K equal to identity E. AB to the power of K can be written as A raised to K into B raised to K. This is equal to identity. And this implies A raised to K equal to operating by B raised to minus K on both the sides here. Left hand side A raised to K, right hand side E into B raised to minus K. So that is A raised to K is equal to B raised to minus K. These two elements are same means their orders are also same. That is order of A raised to K equal to order of B raised to minus K. This implies order of K equal to, here I will write order of B raised to K here. Because already we have proved that order of A equal to order of A inverse. Order of any element E is equal to order of its inverse. So order of B raised to minus K is same as order of B raised to K. So this we have proved now. Order of A raised to K equal to order of B raised to K. Now, we have already proved one theorem, that is order of any integral power of A divides order of A, and this is the result. Yeah. Show that order of A raised to P divides order of A. So here order of A raised to K divides order of A, and order of B raised to K divides order of B. Similarly we can write. So that is here order of A raised to K divides. What is order of A? It is equal to M. And order of B raised to K divides order of B. What is order of B? This is equal to N. So here order of A raised to K divides M, and order of B raised to K divides M, N. But here order of A raised to K equal to order of B raised to K. Here we got this result here. Order of A raised to K is equal to order of B raised to K. These are same here. Then order of A raised to K divides M, and as well as it divides N, because order of B raised to K divides N, and this order of B raised to K is same as order of A raised to K. So A raised to K divides M as well as N. A raised to K divides M and N. If order of A raised to K divides both M and N means order of A raised to K, that is any integer. Order of A raised to K means some integer here. Order of A raised to K must divide the greatest common divisor of M and N. But what is given here? M comma N equal to 1 is given. M and N are relatively prime is given. So this is equal to 1. Order of A raised to K is equal to 1. Divides 1 means it must be equal to 1. If order of any element is equal to 1 means that element must be the identity element. That is A raised to K must be identity. Similarly, I can prove that B raised to K is also equal to identity. So we have A raised to K equal to E and B raised to K is equal to E. But here order of A is equal to M and A raised to K is equal to E. We have one more theorem already we have proved. This is the theorem. Let A be an element of a group G of order N. Then for an integer M, A raised to M equal to E if and only if N divides M. This theorem we have proved in theorem 3. Okay, if A raised to M equal to E, then N divides M. If N divides M, then we can write A to the power of M is equal to E. Okay, so here order of A equal to M and we have A raised to K equal to E means this M must divide K. So M divides K. Also order of B equal to N and order of B equal to N and b raised to k equal to e means n must divide this k. So that is n divides k. So that is here m divides k and n divides k. Now the common divisor of m and n is equal to 1 here. There are no common divisors between m and n. Therefore, m into n also divides k. M divides k, n divides k, and m comma n equal to 1. From number 3 I can write m into n also divides k. So mn divides k. I will take this as a 2. What is 1? 1 is k divides mn. 2 is mn divides k. This is possible only when k is equal to m into n. So that is from 190 we can write k equal to m into n. So that is k is nothing but order of AB equal to m is order of A, n is order of B. Okay. Thank you. I will stop here.